Hello Stampers, this is Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from the freezing cold Menasha, Wisconsin. And yes, it is very chilly this weekend. I think this morning it was 3, so whew. I'm glad that I'm in my stamping room so I can show you how to make these adorable boxes. I was in a blog hop yesterday. You can find that on my blog at www.stampabove.com. And the theme was all about love. So this was the project that I highlighted yesterday. And I have some cute note cards and envelopes. And I made all these cute little Valentines. So isn't that adorable? And the feature of my projects was this box. And this is a box that I designed. Whoops, let me see if I can get those envelopes. There we go. This was a box that I designed to hold some cards, kind of like a little gift set. So I promised yesterday that I would show you how to make this, and it's super easy. I'm excited to show you. I've also got a little box that I made up for the Hey Chick stamp set. At the end of the video, I'll show you all the cards in this little box. And I made these as gifts for my home party hostesses for the month of February. So let's get started and I will show you how fun and easy these are. So the first thing I'd like to make you aware of, have you ever seen our note cards and envelopes? These are great little packs. You get a set of 20 of them, and they're little envelopes and note cards that they're already scored for you. So you just fold them in the half. They're very heavy duty. I really like these, and these are a really great deal. I can't remember how much they are, but they're like $5.95, maybe $6.95 for 20 envelopes and cards. So I've got a piece of cardstock here, and I'm going to make this box out of Bermuda Bay. The one that I showed earlier is made out of Calypso Coral. And this layer is 8 3/8 by 7.5. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. If you don't have a paper trimmer, this paper trimmer that Stampin' Up! Has is fabulous. I really do like it. We are going to start scoring. Now, first of all, the first one that I made tonight, I scored the wrong way. Like I was supposed to be doing it this way, the measurements, and I was actually doing them for the measurements this way. So make sure when you start, you're on the side that is 8 3/8. From this side, 8 3/8, we are going to score at 3/4. And I like to score this way when I've got the short side. And I'll show you why. Because if you were to bring your cardstock in here and try to score at 3/4, you don't have a lot of room here to push this up against your baseboard. So if you do it this way, you're sure to get your line straight. Now we're going to flip it around. So we've got our 3/4 inch there. That's our first score line. Next, we're going to go to 1.5, and then 6 7/8, and that's the 1/8 of an inch before the 7-inch mark. Sometimes it's hard to remember what all these little increments are. I should really make up a little scale for you, and maybe I'll do that and show it at the end of my video. So look for that. I'll make up a little scale on all these little 1/8 inch increments. So now we have 6 7/8 here, and now we're going to go to 7 5/8. And we're going to score that. Okay, now on the 7.5 inch side, we are going to score at 5/8. And now I'm going to turn it around. We've got our 5/8 here. I'm going to do 1 3/8. 5 3/8. And 6 1/8. Now, I'm hoping you can see the score lines here, but you'll notice that we've got 5/8 and another 5/8 and a 5/8, and then this bigger piece here. That's where we're going to put our framelit to get those cute little hearts down the side. So I use the Love Notes Framelits dies, and that has the border of hearts in it. I am going to put that on the wide score line here, and I'm going to put that right about in the middle of that area. Now this won't fit through our big shot, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold on that score line to make our layer a little more narrow so that this will fit on there. Let me see if I can show you. Look at, this is my drawing that I made. So here's our hearts, and this piece was a lot bigger before I cut it off here. So let's get back to this. I am going to run this through my big shot, and this is going to sit right here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just ran it through my big shot, and now I'm going to take this off. Ah, isn't that pretty? We're going to snip where the framelit ended, cutting right here. We're just going to snip that, and we're going to do the same thing at the other end. Just like that. Now the cool thing about these hearts is they're scored. They're double scored in the middle, so you can take them and pinch them up so you get that 3D effect. And you're going to do that on all your little hearts. I love these specialty framelits that do things like this. I just think they're so cool, and it just adds so much to your project. Okay, there we go. Now we've got all these score lines, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut, we're going to cut up from the bottom here. So I think that it's really hard for you to see this in the camera, but just cut through both layers. I should say both score lines. There's a score line here and a score line here. We're cutting all the way up. And if you'd like to, you can fold your cardstock first on the score line so it's easier for you to see. I can kind of tilt mine up in the light here. So once you get these cut all the way up to that second score line, we've got a score line here and a score line there, then you're going to cut off these end tabs just like that. And you're going to do that on both ends of your box. So we've done it here. Now we're going to go around and we're going to do the same thing on the other end. And again, we're going to cut off those two tabs. Okay. We are ready to start assembling our box. So I'm going to use my bone folder to get some good crisp, whoops, I got one of my hearts stuck there. Good crisp score lines. This is burnishing, remember? I always joke about that, burnishing. The English call it burnishing. At least that's where I learned it. Who knew it had such a fancy name? Oops. And we've got one more here. Okay. Everything is folded and scored. Now, boxes work better if you take just a little notch out of the tabs. So I'm going to fold under my side here, and I'm going to just take a little bit out like that. Do you see what I did there? They just work better when you do that, and I'm going to do that right here. And then I'm going to do it right here. Okay, does that make sense? Can you see what I've done there? They just go together better. And if you've ever put boxes together and they didn't quite, those tabs didn't quite fit right, this is why. So once we have all of these tabs cut here, you're going to see these slits that I was talking about. I hope that makes sense to you. This will just help your tabs and your edges, sides fold better. So once we have all this cut, now we're going to put our box together. And I like to use liquid glue. You can use sticky strip, you can use tear tape, but I just think liquid glue is a better option because you can move things around if you don't get them perfectly in place right away. Whereas with your sticky strip and tear tape, once you stick it down, kind of have to tear it apart, right? To get it to let loose so you can move it. So liquid glue, if you don't have some of this, get yourself some. I'll put the item code number on the screen for you. I love this stuff. Okay, so we are going to put glue on the tabs that I am showing you. You don't want glue gushing out all over. So less is a better option here. And we're not going to put glue on this one yet. We're going to save that one for the end. Also, I missed this, but put glue on your tabs too, because we're going to glue those down. I'm going to glue this outside edge first. And you can do a dry fit with your box to make sure you kind of know what goes where and what you're going to be doing. I'm going to pull these side tabs in and I am going to put some glue on them because now I'm going to fold them up and I want them to stick in place also. And do the same thing with this one over here. And this is on the edge with the hearts. Okay. I'm going to fold my hearts back so I can get them out of my way. Okay, and here we go. Push your flap down. Make sure your edges are squared up good. And again, this is where the glue comes in handy because you can move it a little bit if you need to. Here comes the other end. And again, make sure those corners are squared up. You want your box to be square, right? Yeah, you do. It's a square box. Well, it's actually rectangular, but we're not going to get into the little tiny details like that, right? Okay, now here's our heart edge, and we are going to fold our tabs in, and I'm going to put glue on those. And now I'm going to tuck them into my box. And again, make sure you have them squared up nicely with your corners. And this is going to finish our cute little box. I love this. Isn't that adorable? And again, super simple. So let's take a look at all these cute little cards that I made. I am using the Hey Chick stamp set. This is one of the free stamp sets you can get during celebration with your $50 order. So we have a bunch of products available. You can check out all of those on my blog, www.astampabove.com. I have the brochure on there. And here's my first chicken card. And the paper is coming from Cupcakes and Carousels. And this is one of our little paper stacks. Check out these pretty prints. This little book is filled with tons of 6x6 paper patterns. And that's what I designed my note cards and envelopes with. So here's my first one. Here's my second one. And you'll see that I used the fabulous stitched framelits. I love these. And also the squares, circles, and ovals layering scallops and circle. Well, you have the solid one and then the scallop one. And here's another one. And my final card. Aren't these cute? And then I also made up matching envelopes. So I think that my hostesses are absolutely going to love this little gift. And I have to say that I just whipped this up in about an hour tonight, this whole entire set. So it's something that you can do fairly quickly. The box is super easy. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. My email address is kelly@astampabove.com. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. Just pop me an email. I'll be happy to send you our current catalog so you can get in on some of this free loot and all the amazing products in the Occasions mini catalog. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button on the video you're watching right now. Right down here in the corner is a little red subscribe button. Click on that and you'll be sure not to miss any of the videos that I publish in the future. Don't forget about our fabulous starter kit promotion going on right now. You can become a discount shopper for $99 and you get about $270 plus worth of product of your choice. Nobody picks this out for you. You get to do it yourself. So if you have any questions, again, pop me an email, kelly@astampabove.com. And here's wishing you a fabulous Friday. Add a little sparkle to someone's day and send them a card.